Hey, it's Cosmic Charles, and I'm back with another video. This one's going to be on Ruby Storm, and I'm going to be going through a little bit of a deck tech, some strategy, sideboarding, the changes I've made, how to beat this deck. A subscriber asked me some ways to beat it, so I thought I'd devote some time to that here. And also, I'm going to be playing through a league. It's going to be a pre-recorded league because there was some. It's too much talking to go and playing it all at the same time. And also, my wireless mouse broke down, so it would just sound like hail with all the clicking. And also, one other match from my current league that I had, the first match, and I chose to include that one because it was an interesting match. I really like the blue matchups. They're really difficult to play, and they're kind of make for interesting gameplay. Okay, so what is this deck? So this is a Ruby Storm variant that I'm calling Loot Loops. The reason why I call that is it's an homage to the breakfast cereal decks of old. And also that is what your deck is doing. You're trying to loot and then loop your opponent. So loot loops seem like a good name for it. So how does this deck work? So essentially there's two phases in this deck. There's the first phase of trying to get to the loop, and the last phase, which is executing the loop. And how do you get to the loop? Well, you use your Ruby effects. Your Goblin and Archimancer and your Thornwood Escape Familiar all reduce red spells by 1. So this does something pretty important. It makes your Manamorphose, your Pirate's Pillage, and your Big Score into rituals. You need 3 for your Pirate's Pillage and your Big Score to be rituals, but with 2 it's mana neutral, which is also pretty good. So with these 12 things now being rituals, you now have 12, 16, 20, 24 ritual effects in the deck. And if you count the lands like Sandstone Needle, Hickory Woodlot, and Geothermal Crevice, that number actually goes up to 33. So you can easily just draw through your whole deck based on that mana. And you can just get into more card draw spells. Just keep going off. And one of the ways to make that more likely is you have your Stream of Thought. So you can mill yourself, mill lands, flashback cards, or like familiars you don't need. So, and you will hit some card draw sometimes, but more importantly, you'll be shuffling in all action. So this makes your deck more reliable as well, in addition to being a win con. Now, when it's the win con is when you just keep shuffling in the same or some combination of cards. It doesn't have to be Glimpse of Manamorphose, and also Seething Sun to make it faster. You can do it with other things. This happens when someone has like a relic and they exile your graveyard. The third Stream of Thought plays around 1 relic effect. So how does that work? Well, for example, I've done it with a Compulsive Research, a Glimpse of the Impossible, a Manamorphose, a Seething Song, and a Hickory Woodlot. So how does that work? It took me a while to figure it out. I had some other cards as well, but they actually weren't necessary. But that was a loop that I did. And yeah, you just keep shuffling. You just draw your Hickory Woodlot and shuffle it in. But I'm not going to get into the various loops. You can also do it with Big Score and Pirate's Pillage as well. But you need to have additional cards in your graveyard to shuffle in, draw, and discard. And one other thing, like a Manamorphose, to get you over that initial hump, so that you're always having something to discard with your Big Score and your Pirate's Pillage. Yeah, there's a bunch of ways that you can loop the deck out, and that's kind of how you beat Gravehade. It does make it more difficult, though. Now, on to some of the changes that I've made. So, the biggest change that I've made is I've gone back up to the 4 Rite of Flame. I know I was trying not running it before, but I found that Rite of Flame was actually better than Lotus Petal. Then I cut the Lotus Petal, and then I came to the realization that after fiddling with my land count, that I should just be running 4 land in the sideboard for blue decks. So essentially what you do against blue decks are you cut the Lotus Petal, you cut the Rite of Flame, and then you put in your 4 lands and whatever interaction you want up to 4, and you can cut 1 to 2 more pieces of card draw to put that up to 5 or 6. So, why are you doing that? Well, you're using land drops to replace Lotus Petal and Rite of Flame ritual effects. So land drops and card draw spells. So card draw spells means you don't have to cast as many card draw spells during your turn, so less mana, and the land drops make up mana. So that is the strategy. It's been panning out well. The weakness of that strategy is you still only have 16 lands, so it can be difficult to consistently hit out the land drops. Highway Robbery helps with that because you can plot it instead of going to discard. You can also do like a partial one as well, which is I've been doing, which is I just cut the Lotus Petal. bring in 2 Geothermal Crevice, and also bring in the Lotus Petal and 1 card draw, usually the Compulsive Research, and also bring in the 3 Apostles Blessing, for example, or a 2 Apostles Blessing to spell, or like a Seize Smash and something. Like, you can also have like a 3 board pretty easily, or a 4 board if you want to go down on card draw even further, but that's always risky. So that another big change to the deck was that I cut the Desperate Ravings. I'm not sure about that, but it's something that I'm trying out right now. So what Desperate Raving was doing, it was making it so that you would never ever be in the situation where you had no heart cards in hand to discard. In addition to being able to discard the Desperate Ravings, you can flash it back from the graveyard to always add 1 to your hand. I don't think I ever ran out of discard when I was doing 4 Desperate Ravings in the deck. The weakness of it is that the draw is random, so it means you need to play with it in a specific style if you want to use it. So the 2 obvious ones are you do it in response to a stream on the stack. This is back when I was only running 2 stream in the main. And what that does is if you accidentally discard the other stream in your deck, you can shuffle it back in. Same thing with when I was running the Revolutionist. Now I cut the Revolutionist partly because I cut the Desperate Ravings, and also because he never actually played around Game 1 Grave Hate. Now, no one ever did this to me, but they could have, let's say just went turn 1, Nihil Spellbomb, and all I had was 2 stream and a Revolutionist. All they needed to do was wait until the Stream of Thought was in like the bottom, the bottom 1 card in my library, like a number less than 2. To see if that would happen, which it probably would. I don't know if I'm able to play so that there's always 2 on top of my library, because one time the stream is going to be on the bottom. I'd have to avoid that happening repeatedly, and even then having bottom 2, because so basically if you have less than 2 cards in library, you can't use Revolutionist to protect yourself, because your instant speed discard spells all draw 2, your Revelation and your big score, so you would deck yourself. So the Revolutionist never actually really did play around that, so I have 3 Stream of Thought instead right now. And another thing that I'm running is so what I'm doing instead of the Desperate Ravings is I'm doing a combination of Faithless Looting and Highway Robbery. So Highway Robbery is pretty good at filling your hand up without discarding, because you can sacrifice a land. The plot ability is also relevant post-board against blue matchups, where you're just only making land drops and plotting in order to continue the setup. The Faithless Looting is better selection than the Desperate Ravings, but it's worse card advantage because it's not card advantage. The only time this is going to dig for is when it's not in your hand, so either in exile pretty much. Then you can use it twice. Other than that, I would always discard it. It's better in the graveyard, unless you had just like a ton of cards in hand somehow, and even then it puts you down too much, I think. The Compulsive Research is mostly for burn, but it's also for any other deck that can untap and either make it so they won't mill or kill you. So this just means you have this in your deck, you can kill them. It's a card draw spell, so unlike something like a Weather the Storm that I previously ran, I don't actually need to go down on card draw to have an answer to that. So that's why the Compulsive Research is there, and I've really been enjoying that. The Night Soil is in the sideboard. Specifically for Cyclostorm, they have a post-board strategy of Reaping the Graves and Fairy Macabre that you can't beat, and their Gilded Light's also problematic. So how do you... And now, let's say you really don't like the Night... You really don't want to run the Night Soil, just like, oh, if I see Cyclostorm, I see Cyclostorm, hopefully they don't have it. Well, the problem is you mill them to kill them, so that if they do have Fairy Macabre in their 75 and a Reaping the Graves in hand, you will lose if you mill over it, and they have mana open to use it. So what's the solution to that? You would need to target yourself with the Stream of Thought until you made enough mana to mill them out all in one go. And that takes an incredible amount of time, and also just doesn't beat them just straight up having Fairy Macabre plus Reaping the Graves or two Fairy Macabre in hand. Because you can't beat 2 Fairy Macabre, you can only beat 1 with your loop. So you have Night Soil, which is an alternate win condition. You can just exile cards from the graveyard and swing in. You don't need to worry about them dealing with your loop. That pretty much... Pyroblast, I went up to 5 copies. The reason for that was I realized I could fit in 5 copies with my boarding strategy, because I'm already set for 5. As I said, my blue strategy is -4 Petal, -4 Rite of Flame, and 1 other piece of card draw. which is 9. The one other piece of card draw is either going to be compulsive, faithless looting, or a single highway robbery. Depends on how you feel. And it depends on the matchup. And what that does... Wait, what was I? Yeah. So what, like I said at the beginning, basically you're replacing using land drops and card draw spell and draw step and land drops to make up for your rituals. So that means I can easily board in 5. 4 lands, 1 red blast, 4 power blast. That's 9, and that's the board there. So it's a bit of a transformative sideboard. Not quite though. I was considering trying to fit a gutter snipe in, but I decided against it. Like, you need at least 2, and I like it. But you could do that way and cut the Night Soil if you really wanted to. Have an alternate win con and have it against other things. Night Soil, and I guess... I don't know what the second one would be. But you could cut 2 things, put in 2 Gutter Snipe in your board as an alt win con, which is something I might try. Okay, anyway, that was a bit of a ramble. So now on to the part that I should have talked about a little earlier, and that is ways to beat this deck. So... when I'm playing this deck well, it feels like it's very strong. But I don't always play it well, and I've routinely noticed mistakes in my play pattern. So you're going to want to try and make it difficult for me. That is your best bet of winning against, I think, any pilot. Make it as hard as you can, because this deck already is taxing to play, so you want to add another tax to the thought process there. Now, how do you do that? Well, you can attack pretty much all avenues. You can attack the stack, the top of the library, the graveyard, the creatures on the board, or my clock. How do you do the top of the library? That's if you have Thought Scour. You wait until I have, like, until I cast a draw spell, then you scour me down to 0 cards in library, and then if I draw, I deck. That's one way to do it. For the graveyard, I currently can only beat 2 on-board Tormod's Crypt or Nihil Spellbomb or Relic with Mana for activation, because I only have 1 Seed Smash in the sideboard. So if you have all 3 on the battlefield, then I can't win. Now, I'm not actually that concerned about that, because I go pretty quickly, so you'd have to keep a hand that was like 3 Tormod's Crypt or something like that, or like draw into it pretty quickly. But if you had that, good game. What's the other option? So there's Counter Magic as well. With your Counter Magic, this is actually one of the reasons why I love the blue matchup. The amount of thinking that goes into this. You really need to go through, if they have this, they have that, how much mana do I have left over? And what does that mean in the battle that we're going to have with cards in hand? You as a blue player should be doing that too. You should be looking at my mana, what I have available, what cards I have in hand, and how might I sequence it, and what will I have left over to go off on. It's really complex, difficult dance, and I really enjoy that. So that if you're a blue player who runs Counter Magic, think about it that way. And if you're not already. In terms of removing my creatures, you're going to want to... There's 2 options you have there. Like, let's say you have something like a breath weapon, for example. What you want to be doing with that... Like, you could do it just to get rid of 1 creature, but it hardly seems worth it. The problem is, the longer you wait, the more advantage I get off my Thornscape Familiar. So it's difficult. I think your best bet... It's difficult to say whether it's best to wipe out 1 and hope I don't have another one, or just to wait until, like, I land 2 and then do it after landing 2. The problem with after landing 2 is if I have a lot of Manamorphose or something, and I just go Glimpse the Impossible, get 3 off, or then, like, Seething Song, and then, like, Revelation, and Big Score, like, I can respond at instant speed with 2 on the battlefield and get a lot of advantage. So it's a bit of a it's a bit of a gamble there. I wouldn't wait till 3 though. I think that's a little too risky. I think that pretty much covers ways to beat the... Oh, and clock. So for clock, that's pretty straightforward. Make it as difficult as you can. And the final thing. This is so like leave open interaction. You know, like don't concede, but please concede. Actually, like when you get to the loop, don't make me do it every time, please. But the next part. Although I do enjoy looping as well, so you know, it feels like a reward after like an extremely difficult drawing through the deck. Now the other more important thing is like tapping out, which is what most of these things boil down to, is when should you tap out, when shouldn't you tap out. This deck is extremely explosive. It can get less explosive post board, but I always will still have the option of going like turn 1 Hickory Woodlot, turn 2 Mountain, Goblin and Archromancer, Manamorphose, red-green, Thornscape, or red-red, Thornscape Familiar, Seething Song, Glimpse the Impossible, like, go off. Like, that can just happen. And that's a turn 2 play. I don't know if you should be playing around that, though. If your hand's really strong and you think, hey, I just have tons of interaction, I'm just going to, like, yeah, you can just hold it up. For example, I've actually been losing against Burn lately, when previously that was a good matchup for me, because that's what they've been doing. They've just been playing their land spells and leaving open their instant speed interaction and landing, like, one thing. Sometimes that's backfired on them for giving me too much time, but usually it doesn't. So it's been a little more difficult against Burn. I've even been considering having a 4th Apostle's Blessing. The reason why I don't is because I can always draw multiple familiars, and this is kind of like having a 4th one's kind of like going up to 12, which is a little too many. One option you could do, and again, this is what I kind of talked about earlier, is you could cut like a Night Soil and one other thing to have 2 Gutter Snipe in the sideboard, and then you could just board into your Gutter Snipe win con, and you'd also need to have Weather the Storm in the sideboard as well. So basically, you would just have a giant sideboard for Burn, like a transformative, to go into the Kalikaz win condition, because that is much stronger against Burn than what I'm doing. Because they just have 4 Weather the Storm, and they're able to continually like chip away and reset. I do like this build against other decks, though. Anyway, I think I covered all the updates and all the strategies. I talked about highway robbery. I talked about faithless looting and all that in the cuts. Yeah, so that pretty much covers it. Not sure. I might go back to the Desperate Ravings build, because it did have a lot more raw card draw power. But the random discard makes it more like a mill effect, and while that is kind of what you want to be doing, I really would want to have more flashback effects than just 8 if I'm doing that strategy. I'd like to have that and 2 Faithless Looting. I just don't think I have the room for that. Okay, I think that about covers it. On to the league. Alright, game 1. I did forget to start recording. We're in a mulligan to 5. This is pre-recorded gameplay. I didn't record any audio because I'm just not up for that. It's just a lot of commenting, and I really need to focus on how I play. And also, my wireless mouse doesn't work anymore, so the sound of the mouse clicking would be like hail in the background, because the amount of clicks you need to click. So, yeah. So anyway, mull to 5. Let's see. So I'm probably going to bomb the Faithless Looting and the Rite of... Faithless Looting, Rite of Flame, perhaps? Or the Electric Revelation. It's difficult. But yeah, I decide on those 2. Just decide to give myself some more card draw. Anyway, let's increase the speed here. And go to 1.5. And it looks like we're up against some type of gate stack. So I'll just play my Hickory Woodlot and pass here, and just hope to hit red mana. If I hit red mana, I'm actually in pretty decent shape. But I need to hit red mana. And I just passed the turn. No red mana. You know what? I think I'm starting to remember how this game went. Let me just increase this to 2 times speed. There we go. So they go draw a card, and they play a Basilisk Ace, and they get in for 1. And that's a Stream of Thought, not red mana. I will cast this Thornscape Familiar out and expose it to removal rather than discard. That might not be a good choice, though, because their only hope really is that, or at this point, there's not very much. Like, you need to hit 2 sources of mana now. So I just point it out rather than discard, to also stop them from potentially killing me. And by, like, doing something, and then they just kill it, and I still don't hit red mana, so that is the ball game for game 1. And that could happen with this deck. You're a 12-land deck. Alright, so post-board, you bring in a Dispel for their Thraben Charm, and we cut the Compulsive Research because we don't actually need the Compulsive Research against them. So that's a mulligan. This is actually keep. I just need some green mana now. And I'm going to put this down to 1.5 here, because I need to get my head wits about me. Alright, so 6 cards. I'm probably going to bottom the Mountain, because I like having Rite of Flame, because they count each other in the graveyard. The Dispel is nice to have as well. So they play Selesnya Guildgate. I just go Sandstone Needle. Waiting for that green mana now. But I'm in a better position because 4 mana means a Pirate's Pillage or even a big score or something like that gets me there. So I'm going to go Electric Revelation, discard this Rite of Flame, and hope to hit some more mana. And there's 2 Lotus Petals, so that means that I'm in decent shape now. I have 6 mana, so that'll leave 2 floating with just what I have now. So 1 for the Glimpse and 1 for the Ritual off the top of my library. So let's see if I go for it. You could also wait. They do have... Well, they're tapped out fully now. And let's see what they discarded. Or, yeah, a Battle Screech or something, looks of it. So there's another Rite of Flame. That was really nice. So that'll give me some more mana. That's like a Dark Ritual here. You could argue that I should hold it, but I have this Dispel in hand that I can discard, so I'm not too worried about it. So I'm going to go this, that, Goblin and Archimancer, Goblin and Archimancer, and I'm going to go for a Glimpse. So that was good. These are all free. They cost 2 and they generate 2 now. It's unfortunate that I have to discard this Rite of Flame because I would like a little more mana. But 3 still gets me there because it only costs 1 to cast a Thorn. But I decided to cast the Rite of Flame, surprisingly. I guess I was worried about running out of mana. I think I was... Oh, and here's Highway Robbery not being very good, unfortunately. But that can happen when you don't run too many lands. So I'm going to have to big score, discard this Highway Robbery. And I'm going to go Metamorphose. I'm going to go red, red. And that's a Seething Song. Now, I could go Seething Song here, but I decide I need the mana. So that's me getting punished. I mean, the card draw. So that's me getting punished a bit for my Rite of Flame play. So that meant I would have been able to cast that Seething Song, which would generate more mana. So I take this opportunity to stream myself because I have mana and a card in hand. So I'm actually able to lose this 1 mana pretty freely. I'm going to take this Highway Robbery back because I need to kind of fill my hand a bit more. Looking for other things. And yeah, that seems to be about what you'd want. I don't have any more Glimpses. So, I go Seething Song, Electric Revelation, discard my Hickory Woodlot, and now I go Glimpse the Impossible. And there's my Highway Robbery. So the question is, do I want to... I'm not going to play this... well, maybe I should play this Hickory Woodlot and sack it. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. I'll play the Hickory Woodlot, sack it with a Highway Robbery. So that was kind of like a discard, right? Oh, I should have just discarded it. That was dumb of me. So that was another thing that could have that was a pretty, yeah, because now I'm down a land drop. I could have played this mountain had I done that and cast this Highway Robbery without discarding cards. So a little sloppy, but this is why, we practice. And again, luckily that misplay didn't cost me the game here. I mean, it was fairly mild, but sometimes they can. I have to discard a card now rather than sacrifice a land. And I'm down 1 mana because of it. It wasn't nothing. And I'm also hesitant to use these streams for efficiency because I'm low on mana. I'm still going to, but I might shuffle back in a Ritual. Oh, that's a good thing I did. 4 whiffs off the top. Yeah, that's a nice thing about Stream of Thought. It really does help with the consistency of the deck. And there's big score, Glimpse. I need some mana, so hopefully these big scores will help me get there. So I'm going to discard this Stream of Thought. I still have 1 stream in the deck. Little bit of a coward's play there on my part. But because right now I think I'd rather have the I'd be discarding it anyway here, so never mind. So there's big score, Glimpse, and some more Glimpses. So now I just have so much in exile. I can draw my whole deck. We are now officially at the loop. So cue the, not officially, but you're nearly at the loop. So cue the Benny Hill music. I'm going to put this down to 2 times. All right. What if I can go... I don't think I can go faster than 2. So here's where the process begins that I was telling you about. I'm going to start trying to put in... So the first thing I'm going to put in are probably 3 Glimpse the Impossibles if I wanted to start. So 1 stream, Glimpse, Glimpse, and Glimpse. So this just makes things easier going forward. Hopefully I get lucky and I... Oh, that's right. And because I have these Pirates Pillages and big scores, this makes it even easier. It means I can just draw everything now using my 2 draw 2 spells. Now that I have that, I can shuffle back in. Now it's going to be a Seething Song and I guess a stream and 2 ... Just trying to build up and get to that level. Once we get to the... Oh, I decided for my second stream. That's okay too. It wasn't really necessary at that time. In fact, it's a bit of a waste. You shouldn't do that. You should save that for when you actually get to the point, because each time is an additional stream you need to do before you can get to the easy point. So there's Stream, Glimpse, Metamorphose, Seething Song, and I'm just going to do this until I get to the point where all my Metamorphoses are in exile, and I have a lot of mana floating. I think I have the mana covered, but I might, with all these treasure tokens though, it actually behooves me to shuffle that Seething Song back in. But I chose not to do so. I think I probably should have. But again, it's like these things take time, right? So I'm going to go blue, stream, target you. And I'm going to grab myself Metamorphose. And just the Metamorphose, because here's the trick that I was saying before. Now that I have exactly 3 in library, I can Glimpse, and I can begin to stream them out. I only have 6 red mana, but I have 6 treasure tokens as well, so that's 12 mana. That means I can afford to replicate it 3 times after this, which is 16. So it shouldn't take me too long now to finish them. I might do it a little too much, because again, I don't really want to spend the time counting. And this is what I mean by I haven't really been playing as well lately. Like, normally I wouldn't have to count. I could just see this and know how much I need to do it. But for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's the cold I'm fighting or something like that. I've actually just been needing to physically count it, and that just takes so long. Okay, well, they are dead here. So, and it looks like I did it efficiently as well, so that's nice to see. All right. And do. Oh, look, I got exactsies. Look at that. After me saying I don't know how to count and everything as well. Nice. So that's pretty nice. Anyway, so they are dead now, and we'll be moving on to game 3. Okay, game 3, no changes. You could bring in a Seed Smash if you were, like, concerned about, Oh, yeah. And so here, I really should have looked at their deck, especially because it was post-board, to see what they had in it, and I didn't. So now I'm just guessing that they don't run relics. That's kind of funny. A little bit of a sloppy play as well. Like, that's what I mean. I've been playing sloppily, and I don't know why. I don't know. But so now I play the Sandstone Needle. And what do we do? They go double planes, and that's an aggressive clue crack. I don't know. I guess they're concerned. Maybe they weren't away from keyboard when I was doing all of that. There we go. So I discard the Faithless Looting because it's better in the graveyard than it is in hand. And then they go Thraben Inspector, and they leave open their Thraben Charm. And let's see, turn 3. I'm just going to pass here. I don't need to expose my Anarchomancer or anything. I still can, because I actually have all instants in hand, so I can respond to any removal spell they might have. So here, I'm going to go for it, I think. I could just cast a Pirate's Pillage, but so what am I pondering about here? That's the question. Looks like I'm going for a Pirate's Pillage. That seems strange. I think I should just go for the Anarchomancer and get it done. I don't understand why I'm, pussyfooting about here. Like, just go for it. And this is, yeah, come on. You can do it. Look at me criticizing my play. What are you doing? Oh, okay, I guess I'm doing one. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I was thinking about whether or not I should play that Lotus Petal. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, okay, I was plotting out my plan. Never mind. Apologies to my past self. This does take time. So this is what I was thinking about. Like, should I? Because I really wanted to play play a sorcery first. Okay, sorry, everyone. I did in fact know what I was doing. All right, so I leave a blue floating in case I draw a Stream of Thought or something, or my. I think I boarded out the other one, so I guess I didn't really need that there. But I did draw double Thornscape Familiar, which means this big score is now mana positive. It also means this blue mana is kind of a bit of a hindrance, but that's fine. Uh-oh. Come on, Faithless Looting, bring me some good news. All right, so now we just have the Metamorphose. Come on, good things. Nice, a Glimpse, come on. Whew, getting dicey. All right, so Metamorphose. Red. We still have another. Okay, we're out of it. That's a draw 4. We should be fine now. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. We're good. We're good. I can always play this Hickory Woodlot for more cards as well. I think I will, because this means I don't have to discard this Rite of Flame, which is going to get me more mana than a land drop would anyway. Alright, 2 more lands. Rite of Flame. Now I can go big score, discard the Hickory Woodlot. Another Rite of Flame. That's good. I'm going to go Electric Revelation, discard this Hickory Woodlot. Electric Revelation again, discard, I don't know, I guess whatever. The Mountain. I mean, technically it should have been something else there. Because I can... oh, wait, no, sorry, no, I cut that card. I keep thinking I have Compulsive Research still in the deck. I'm going to mill myself, shuffle back in, stream, glimpse, glimpse, and glimpse. So I have enough mana. Oh, I don't have any more glimpses, so I guess a Pirate's Pillage. Okay. Okie doke. And then I'm going to go Electric Revelation, discard this Dispel. Glimpse the Impossible. Glimpse the Impossible. Seething Song. Stream of Thought, targeting myself. And now, as you can see, we're pretty much at the loop, and I have enough mana and treasure tokens. This can be something similar to what we did last time. I'm just going to set this speed up to 2 times. It already is at 2 times. Uh-oh. Alright. Well, let's watch it. So anyway, so here I'm doing 1 Manamorphose back for some reason. I don't know why I thought about that for so long. I guess it's because I felt like I had a lot of these looting effects as well. I just kind of like rather have a Manamorphose in hand for like down the line when I'd want them anyway. So now I have 3 Glimpses in Exile, so I don't even need to start with Glimpse. I can start with Manamorphose and stream Manamorphose, Seething Song, stream, and probably 2 Manamorphose. Oh, I'm getting 2 Rite of... Oh, I'm getting... Oh yeah, the Rite of Flame is the same as the Seething Song when they're all in your graveyard. So I got 2 big manas, because I guess that's just... I just want to get this show on the road. I like that. That takes some gumption. So now we get the 2 big mana. I go for a riskier play here and go blue, hoping that, yeah, the Stream of Thought was on top and not whatever else it was that I put on. So now I go Stream of Thought, Seething Song. It did pan out. I didn't have to do that, but it means that I can just continue to, I don't need to shuffle another Glimpse back in. So I just go Glimpse, Seething Song, and I'm going to stream myself, get all my Manamorphose in there. Stream of Thought, Manamorphose, and is that all my Manamorphoses? That is, and another Glimpse, and I guess another Seething Song. Why not? Get more mana. So I just go Glimpse, and I can just Glimpse again to get everything now. And still have a Glimpse available. And now I can go Seething Song. I like to keep my window small, because when it's big, it actually, like, things bounce around more. I don't like it, because it keeps resizing. So you need to find, like, a good middle ground. So I have 4 minutes, plenty of time with the amount of resources I have. No need to worry about it. So that's that, and stream, because again, this is pretty fast. Now that I've reached the end game here, and I have enough mana so that by the end of my last Manamorphose, this will be enough. In fact, here I could have done it a little bit earlier. I thought I had enough to kick it exactly 5 times, and I did. I did have exactly enough at that point. So, or did I? No, I didn't. I would have been 1 short. I think. That's hard to tell. Because this left over like, actually, but I used that. So I may have, I'm not counting. How much mana would you need? 21 to be able to replicate it 5 times. I think I had 21. Yeah, I did have 21. So I didn't need to do that little end bit. I could have just killed them the previous stream. But I had the time, and one of the things I didn't want to do was, have counted incorrectly and waste a bunch of time trying to sack those treasure tokens. All right. And that was match 1 on to match 2. Okay. Match 2. I recorded a little late here. That's our opponent's turn 1 Wild Growth. We kept 7. Little risky hand, but it's extremely explosive. But it has a lot of potential. And I drew the Lotus Petal. Always had it. We're going to go off on turn 2 is what we're going to try for here. They go Eldrazi Repurposer. I'm going to go Lotus Petal. Goblin and Archomancer. I'm going to cast this Manamorphose in order to add 2 red mana. And now I'm going to cast this... and I hit a Thornscape Familiar, which means it's very likely that I'm not going to fizzle. So I'm going to go Pirate's Pillage, and I'm just going to slow this down just a tiny bit here. Okay, 1.5. I'm just going to big score here. And I'm going to keep going through my deck like this, drawing away. And there's my Thornscape Familiar. So that means that I'm kind of pretty much well set for mana at this point. And Electric Revelation, discarding the Anarchomancer. And there we go. So looks like we got there. Well, I say that now. You could still fizzle from here. I kind of need to hit a stream in order to make sure that we're all right. But I did hit a pretty large mass. And there's the stream of thought as well. So now I can mill myself and shuffle back in more card draw. Let's see how good this mill is. Really good mill. We only milled over one card draw spell. We were milled over a Thorn and a Lotus Petal, 2 non-card draw spell, and you put a Faithless Looting in the graveyard, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to sacrifice one of these lands to fill my hand up, because again, I'd rather keep this Electric Revelation in hand, because the only way we fizzle now is by running out of card draw. So there's the Revelation, and now I can go Rite of Flame, Electric Revelation, discard this Hickory Woodlot, play this Pirate Pillage, discarding this Anarchomancer, and now I can go Electric Revelation, discard, draw 2. And Glimpse, there we go, more glimpses. And I have these Faithless Looting in the graveyard, so I'm not too concerned of running out of card draw now. There's a Rite of Flame for adding 5. I can stream myself again, just making it less like I fizzled. That stream was, okay. Compulsive Research I don't really need, so I guess it was pretty decent. Just putting in all 3 of my glimpses there. And now I can sacrifice a land to draw some more. Who needs lands anyway? Not me. And I'm joking. And then we go Glimpse, Seething Song, and Manamorphose. Red. And another Glimpse. And I'm going to stream myself again because I have 2 glimpses in my graveyard and just 1 left in the library, which I did end up hitting. So you could have left it there. You could have actually left. You didn't necessarily need to because I also had a big score in a Pirate's Pillage, and having extra treasure tokens is nice. So maybe there was a time to start targeting them with your stream. And there we go. I know I had 2 more glimpses, so that last glimpse was pretty free. And now what I'm trying to do is, just like before, build up a base of mana, have at least 1 Glimpse in Exile and 4 Manamorphose, and I'm halfway there with my Manamorphose already, because I already have 2 in Exile, so that's pretty good. So it shouldn't take too long for me to get there. Now again, this really only works from like 32-ish to get to that point, so we need to get them a little lower than 48 right now. Okay, Manamorphose, and probably another... I'm low on treasure tokens, so maybe not. Yeah, I guess that last stream of thought wasn't very good. It would have been nice to have more treasure tokens there. But again, I didn't count. I didn't know how many pillage effects I had left in my deck. Okay, so now I can go... And that's kind of what makes this deck so hard to play, is you need to count what you have left in your deck. Now, I like how Kalikaz has Sprouting Vines to like be able to just like look at the deck. That's pretty nice, but... Yeah, but we don't have that luxury here. So Stream of Thought, shuffle that back in. I did that because now I didn't need to... Yeah, okay, so I must have messed up there for somehow, and I had to like I had to do the double Manamorphose, add blue. Oh, that's right, because yeah, I don't wonder why I did that. That's a good question. Not certain why I'm doing it this way rather than the other way, but I had some reason, I suppose. Not certain. Anyway, now for sure I'm going to start doing it the proper way and just... Yeah, there we go. Okay, they concede anyway. And on to game 2. So, for this deck, I will bring in just the Dispel and 2 Apostle's Blessing, cutting all my Lotus Petal and bringing in 2 lands, which is typically the... Oh, and the Compulsive Research, which is typically the way you board when you want to board in 3 things. And, oh, I brought in the Dispel, so I couldn't bring in all 3 of the Apostle's Blessing, that's right. Only 2. And this is to protect somewhat against Field Wipe. Okay, let's see, we're waiting on our opponent here to start the second game. Checking out my sideboard here. And I'll keep Yeah, this is pretty good. They're a slower deck, so this is a turn 4, so this does give them the opportunity to leave a breath weapon open. If they have breath weapon. Because I'm not going to be able to do anything on my third turn either. Or, I suppose I could if I draw into something, but it's not likely I would anyway. Unless they're tapped out and I'm worried about breath weapon. They get in for 3, pressuring my life total. And they go Malevolent Rumble, and they get a Nyxborn Hydra. They tap out a red, so if I do draw something, I would like to go for it now. But that Hickory Wood Lot just makes it so much safer to wait. Adds 2 mana. They may not even have the Breath Weapon, and if they do, I am low on rituals, so they probably would be able to stop me that turn, but I could still ramp out a fair bit with my big score effects, because that would be 1, that's 5, 3, I could probably do 2 of them. Let's see, there's a Bannerhide thing. They're at 0 cards in hand, so it looks like we're going for it on turn 4, I believe. Big score, discard this Revelation. Yeah, so we're just really set now. So this is a turn 4, but it's extremely reliable turn 4 based on just how much we have. Because, again, the longer you wait, the easier it is to combo and draw through your deck. So that's why waiting's good, but also the easier it is for your opponent to interact as well. So this is just really fast. We have so much mana in card draw that we're not going to run out. I did discard that Seething Song there, because again, I don't need it. Look at all my treasure tokens. The only way I'm going to lose here is if I run out of cards in hand. I didn't need to play that mountain, and I should not have, but I did anyway. Electric Revelation, discard that. Electric Revelation, Rite of Flame, Electric Revelation, discard this. And I need to stream myself now, and I'm surprised that I haven't streamed myself yet. I think I may have forgotten that I have streamed, so I'm going to stream myself, put back in all of my... Oh, I guess I didn't hit any glimpses, so that's probably why I was waiting. I was waiting to hit glimpse in particular, but I didn't. And I probably should have put in that highway robbery as well. Oh, it looks like I did put in the highway robbery. Good. I know I only have 1 land. Oh, and the opponent concedes, seeing the writing on the wall. All right, on to match 3. All right, and here we are for match 3 against Bombage. They're pretty competitive, so let's see what they're on. I'll keep this hand. It might be a turn 2 big score, depends what our opponent's on. That's an island, so that's might be a little bit of a tricky matchup. Hopefully it's mono blue. I've actually been liking my mono blue matchup lately. Of course, you can still always lose it, but I know I won my last mono blue matchup prior to this one, so I was feeling pretty good going. Oh, then I saw the ice tunnel. Now I know I've beat UB Terror in the queues, at least twice in the queues. I don't think I've ever beat UB Terror in League, if I'm being honest. I beat the UB Fairy version of it, but again, that's better because they can tap out, right? Anyway, here I go big score because they tapped out, and I'm going to cast this Rite of Flame to ramp me up a little bit and hopefully draw me into more land, because that's what I need to see here. I need to be hitting my land drops and hoping just to overwhelm them, overwhelm their mana. Because right now, or they tap out. Those are the two things. So they tap out, I'm going for it. Even if they have, the snuff out. So they thought Scar themselves. They cast a tear, they're tapping out. I should go for it here, I think. I think this is my best bet. I mean, they do have snuff out, and I don't even have a familiar in hand to really go off with. I should do something, though, here. To do anything, though, would require me to lose my Woodlot. So this is where the deck starts to get tricky. I think I should sack this and go Glimpse, or Seething Song into Glimpse. And I can also go Seething Song into Compulsive Research if I want to... I don't think that's a good idea, though. I think oh, no, that's what I'm going for. I do have a land in hand, but that's a land I might want to cast, I think. The reason for me doing this is I can make Glimpse cheaper, right? So I'm just thinking I can use... I know this is going to cost 3. I might as well use this. And I hit 2 familiars, so that makes this potentially possible. Now, I think I should cast this Lotus Petal. I'm concerned that I might need it for discarding, but I think I'm just going to need the mana. And I'm going to speed this up a little bit. You can see how much I'm thinking, though. Like, this matchup is very difficult. So, there we go. I'm going to lead on the Anarchomancer, then I'm going to go Thornscape Familiar after that. Green Thornscape Familiar. And we'll see what they do. Nothing. So now I can go Glimpse the Impossible. And now do they have something? They go Snuff Out. So I got a little lucky there. Got 1 free mana from that Glimpse for their poor Snuff Out timing. That's another Anarchomancer. I need more card draw, but the Anarchomancer is good. That's a stream. So let's see what this Glimpse reveals off the top. I still have 3 more looks to keep going off. Okay, I can keep going off, but I'm running dangerously low on card draw. That Seething Song, though, was great. So it's all up to this Highway Robbery right here. Sacrifice this land. And we whiffed. Tragic. But, I mean, we were almost there. Like, if we had, like, 2 big scores on top or something like that, we would have been in very good shape. But, unfortunately, them's the breaks, and I just concede to the heartbreak. All right, on to game 2. Or, sorry, yeah, game 2 of the match. So, it's blue-black. So here I do my classic strategy of taking... So here I was debating whether or not I should have a Dispel rather than the third Apostle's Blessing. I think I just need it, though. This does mean I can only run 3 Pyroblast. And by the way, I was actually... Game 1 was a bit of a heartbreaker there. Like, you could have chained off. It's like stranger things have happened. Alright, and there we go. Not even stranger, like, it wasn't that unlikely. It was more, but to be honest, it was kind of felt like a coin toss. You do need to hit, like, a density before it becomes likely. Had I, though, oh boy, I could have streamed myself, and then, no, I'll stop talking about it. Alright, so this was back when I was still running 4 mountains. Okay, I will be on the play, and this is a pretty strong hand. I'm liking it. Lots of land drops to make, so I think I might be able to do something with this. Let's see how we go. So, is this going to be a game of land go? Like, you could land that Thornscape Familiar, but it just plays into removal too badly. So what I'm hoping to do is I'm hoping to draw a Red Blast effect. I only have 3, though. Oh, and they tap out, so I'm going to go big score, discard this stream in order to ramp me a little bit more. So that feels pretty good. I have a lot of mana now. I have 7 mana. And they are tapping strangely. Now, here, maybe I should have gone off. But the thing is, they could have 2... whatever it's called. So I'm just Hydroblast. So I'm just, right now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to draw into some interaction. I just plot that so that at the start of my combo turn, I can sack a land, draw 2, and then hope to like draw into more interaction. Because it looks like we're coming to the point of it now. And that's a crawl from the cellar, which kind of scared me. But to flash that back is 2, and they would need to have 2 up to do it. So, alright, so looks like we're going for it. I should start with this Highway Robbery. I don't think I did, though, unfortunately. I just passed. Oh, I didn't even go for it. Why? I should have gone for that there. That was perfect timing. I'm shocked that I didn't go for it. Now I'm in much worse shape. Oh, I was probably just waiting to draw like a Hydroblast. Anyway, they tap out low again. I really should have gone for it there. That's strange. They still tap out low. But whatever. I don't know what I was thinking there. I think I'm overthinking a little bit here. Let's see. So, there's a Pyroblast. Now, I should Highway Robbery first. I don't, though. I really should have Highway Robbery. I got excited for that Pyroblast, but this loses to double, the double thing. Either that, or I should have started on the Thornscape Familiar. I think, yeah, I should have started on the Thornscape Familiar as well, because, again, this puts me dead to Hydroblast. Yeah, so this is poor execution on my part. What I should have done is I should have started with the Thornscape Familiar, and that way I could have avoided this stack from happening. The very first thing I should have done, though, was Highway Robbery to dig myself 2 deeper, because maybe then I draw a second Pyroblast. And with 2 Pyroblasts, then it's much easier to go for the Goblin and Archomancer. But that's not what I did. So, and now because I don't even have a Thornscape, like a thing on the battlefield, this Metamorphose doesn't do very much. So I'm forced to kind of like pass here. Now, hopefully I go Highway Robbery before casting this Thornscape Familiar. No, I don't. I don't use the Highway Robbery at all. I don't know why. I guess I just got my head here. Wow. Now, let's see. That's a Snuff Out. Red. Red. And there was another Pyroblast on top of that deck. So that meant that my Goblin Narcomancer would have survived the double Hydroblast, and I would have been able to cast that Thornscape for 1 mana. Because that's what it would have done. In the situation with 2 Pyro, it was right to cast the Goblin Narcomancer. Unfortunately, that's not what I did. I did not sequence properly, and so I'm going to lose this this match. I think it wasn't guaranteed, even if I did have like a single Goblin and Archomancer on the battlefield or a Thornscape on the battlefield, that I'd win. And it's also possible that, you know, they had a second, you know, Snuff Out as well. So it's not like I was guaranteed to win off of that. Anyway, they're just going to like counter me into oblivion now. I'm going to try and Pyroblast that. But it's looking like it's pretty over. A Mental Note. Like, even if this resolves, like, I'm, what am I going for? I'm dead on the next turn. There's Electric Revelation. Yeah. Unfortunately, I had a window, and I did not execute properly, and so I lost. There were a couple ways of executing that, but drawing the 2 cards first off the Highway Robbery was so important. And unfortunately, that's not what I did. So, I did lose this one. I'll let them swing for it. I'll take my things, and we'll move on to match 4. Again, that shows like the difficulty of this matchup, but and how easy it is to lose it. But if you play well, it's not you can win, but you just need to play well. All right, on to match 4. All right, and we're back with match 4 against Boxer. We are 2-1, looking to bounce back. All right, and hopefully get that 4-1. So, just resizing my window there for some reason, and pass the turn. Playing a Hickory Woodlot. Got to keep 7 this game. I'm going to go for a turn 2 big score if I draw something nice to discard. So I see a Citadel Gate on red, so it might be Naya Gates. Feels like it could be Jeskai as well. I'm going to go Mountain. I can discard this Electric Revelation because it's Flashback. And this is just kind of like ramps me out a little bit. I really like how a big score can ramp you out. And this is another nice thing of having the Rite of Flames in the deck, is that it makes turn 2 big score like far more likely. And it's not even like you're wasting the like the ritual effect. You're just converting it into a treasure token. So it feels pretty nice to do. And what do they do here? They go Black Gate, so I don't know what's going on anymore. I guess they're Naya. So I could go Goblin and Archomancer and then just like feed it to their Lightning Bolt that they might have. But they're a tap land deck, so I'm pretty sure they're going to need to play on curve. So I'm just going to wait and see if they tap out. And they go Lembas or Black-White. And what do they draw? They draw Cliffgate, and they play it. Alright, so here, I can start doing things. So I'm going to go this, that. I'm going to go Goblin and Narcomancer. And I'm going to go Manamorphose first to go red-green. Hoping to hit a Thornscape Familiar off of this Manamorphose. Had it the whole time. So this makes it far more likely that we're not going to fizzle. And I'm going to increase the speed a little bit here. Let's see here. Speed 1.5. There we go. There it goes. I'm going to go with the Seething Song. I can now discard this Rite of Flame. It's a Dark Ritual right now, but I'd rather have the card draw. And Manamorphose. There we go. I'm going to go red-red here, or red-green. Doesn't really matter. Red-green. It's another Seething Song. That's nice. I'm going to keep that in hand, though, because I might need to discard it. I'm going to big score away this Hickory Woodlot using the green, because I'd rather have red floating. And I can go Seething Song, Electric Revelation on the Faithless, on the Faithless looting. And there's a highway robbery, so that's nice. That's gonna fill up my hand, so I can sacrifice my mountain here. And draw. I mean, who needs lands anyway, right? And that drew me into a Thornscape Familiar, so what am I discarding that? Oh, good, I'm casting it. I thought I was discarding it to the Pirate's Village. So now I can discard the Seething Song. I have enough mana. The only thing I'm worried about is flooding out, so I'm just going to continue to draw. I have more than enough treasure tokens to keep me going, to draw me into another Rite of Flame or a Seething Song or something like that. Plus, all my Pirate Pillages add mana too. I have a Manamorphose. I think I should go red-blue here and stream myself. I am getting a little low on mana, but I don't think it's that low. The only thing is I would like to see more rituals, so it might not be the best time to stream. But I'm going to anyway, because I don't want to, because I feel like it's right. And let's see. So, oh, that's really good. Look at that stream. 3 lands and a flashback spell. Wow, that's nice. And I put in a Manamorphose for mana. There we go. You still have plenty of Seething Songs in there, I think. At least one. There's Glimpse. And there's a Seething Song. I think I have 2 left in there. I can play that land, which is nice. Go Seething Song again. Pirate's Pillage. Discard the Revelation. There's another stream. So now I can stream myself again. This makes this just even more likely that I won't fizzle. Putting in, what do I mill? Oh, wow. 3 things I don't want and 1 Pirate's Pillage. That was a good mill. Putting in a whole bunch of card draw. I'm also going to put in this Highway Robbery so I can fill my hand up a little more. I don't know if I have a Highway Robbery left in there, because I do only have the 1 land. Maybe I should have left that one in the graveyard. But I do want to see it, though, because I'm kind of low on cards in hand. Though not really, because I have this Electric Revelation. There's a Highway Robbery. I can get out of their land. Who needs lands? I don't need them. Do you need them? There we go. Who needs lands when you have treasures? That's what I should have said. There we go. And there's my Glimpse, Treasures, and red mana floating. So now I'm going to Glimpse again. And there's a Rite of Flame right on time. Right on time. And I'm going to cast another... Am I going 2 times speed here? Let's see. I'm gonna glimpse myself again. It's getting to the point that I should just consider just drawing my deck. Although that was a good glimpse. I got rid of Highway Robbery and 2 Rite of Flames, so I'm gonna put both my glimpses back. Oh no, you don't need to put both your glimpses back in. That's a force of habit from when I ran what's it called? Desperate Ravings. There's glimpse, and I can glimpse again. I'm just gonna get myself down to the loop now really quickly. I feel like I have tons of things that I can discard. I had a lot of land left apparently. I guess I should have streamed myself once more. So I'm gonna stream myself once more after seeing that. And I put in stream, glimpse, glimpse, and what else? A Seething Song to get some more mana. I can use this compulsive research to draw if I really am hard pressed for it, but I don't think I will be. And now I can stream again, targeting you, and stream, glimpse, Seething Song, Manamorphose. And here we begin the same thing before. I'm trying to get to the point where I have all 4 Manamorphose in exile, a bunch of red mana floating, and at least 1 glimpse. And because I have my compulsive research, I can even make them draw themselves. I feel like that's better than just passing. We'll see, because they're at 1. So hopefully I do this right, and only do it to leave them at 1 card in deck, so I can use compulsive for the last one. I think that would be the most time-efficient manner. We'll see if I can stack my loop in such a way that is what happens. It's a difficult process to do, and it's not one I think you should do consciously either. It just takes way too much counting. So there's Stream of Thought, both to the top. And a Seething Song? Oh yeah, I have 2 Glimpse in exile, so I can convert this second Glimpse, because I don't need it, into a Seething Song. And now I can go into a Seething Song and a stream. So I can go stream, shuffle back and stream, Manamorphose, blue, stream, target you. And again, this is just going to keep happening until they're looped out. By the end of my last Manamorphose, I will have enough to kill them. So, I'm just going to keep doing that. Check how quickly this is going. Yeah, like I said, the Benny Hill music, right? But oh wow, that is 2 times. So we're going to keep going through. Looks like I was playing pretty slowly today. Or, I've been playing slowly lately, but I think that can be a good thing as well. So, they go that, blue, blue, and they're at 17, so I pretty much have enough now. But again, I think I might want to compulsive them out of it, so I might try doing that. So, here I'm counting, trying to figure out if I have enough to do it. I don't. They're at 13. So I'm just going to go Stream of Thought. I'm going to shuffle back in like a Stream, a Seething Song, and a Glimpse and a Manamorphose probably. The Glimpse I don't really need. Yeah, so I just do that. And I'm going to Glimpse myself. Seething Song. Manamorphose, blue, blue. And I'm going to replicate the Stream of Thought once. And then compulsive them out. Oh, yeah, there we go. Once, please. Thank you. There we go. Same target, same target. Okay, okay. And okay. And then there we go, compulsive. Achu. There. And now I should look at their deck, now that I've milled them, so I can figure out how I want to give me a little bit of advice on how to board there. But that's more important post-board anyway. So I bring in the Dispel, because they probably have Thraben Charm. And that's it. You can play around Pyroblast by replicating your Stream of Thought. I also take out the compulsive research out for it, because I don't actually need to draw them. It is like, to death, it is a good card to have, though, as it's a big draw spell. And I was considering not bringing in protection at all. Then I thought better of it. Because I am on the draw here, and it's not impossible for them to set up and recover. And they're such a slow deck that you can afford to cut your Lotus Petals as well. And again, I kind of like my other build of this deck that I have now, which is just 3 Mountain, because I kind of like that extra ritual type land. It's also going to give me green a little easier. So they go Citadel Gate. And I'm going to go Sandstone Needle. So right now, I can't go big score unless I want to use my Seething Song, which I typically don't like doing. I still have Rite of Flame in the deck on this post board, so I'm not too concerned about it. I do like that Apostle's Blessing, though. I might Seething Song on their end step, Seething Song big score, but that feels like a bit of a waste. I could also Electric Revelation. That's probably what I'll do, actually. I'm going to cast this Electric... Oh, nope. I decide to wait one more turn. That makes sense. The reason why that makes sense is I'm not in any rush, and I didn't have to discard. So, yeah, that's why I would do that. And I drew the land anyway. So now I can save this Electric Revelation in hand for other effects. You could have cast it there still, but then that means you can't really cast these big scores, those big scores without losing land. I drew a Pirate's Pillage. I'm going to go Pirate's Pillage, discard the Faithless Looting, and I'll play a Hickory Woodlot rather than the Geothermal Crevice. Because I have enough red mana, unless they go Gorilla Shaman. And what are they doing now? They are going something else, leaving open tons of mana and lands. I'm deciding to be patient. I'm not in any rush here. I might as well give myself the greatest chance of not fizzling as possible. I'm going to go big score on the end step and discard this Rite of Flame. Now, this does play into discard a little bit, but I'm not going to play around discard. I'd rather... They can discard me, taking something, that's fine. So now I am forced to go for it next turn, because that is lethal on the backswing. So, lethal because of this Apostle's Blessing. I'm going to discard this Rite of Flame, and I finally draw my Anarchomancer. So let's see. Oh, and that's the second Apostle's Blessing. So I'm feeling very safe now. So I'm going to play this Anarchomancer. And then I'm going to lead on a... I'm going to sack that as well, just more mana. And I'm going to go big score using the red, black, and a green. Red, black, green. Discarding this Electric Revelation. Although you could discard the Seething Song instead. So I elect to use a Seething Song first. Seething Song again. Apostle's Blessing. Big score. Oh, why am I big scoring now? I don't know. I guess I decided to do it. I mean, I was probably going to be doing that anyway. That's a highway robbery, so I'm going to go... No, I shouldn't do the revelation. Yeah, that would be... There's no need to do that. You're protecting it. You're hopefully will draw another thing down the line, and you're going to use your highway robbery for that. Another go cast down. So I'm going to go Apostle's Blessing, and I'm going to name black for this one. And now my creature will be protected from black and red, which I think is a first. It's usually only red or black, but this time it's red and black. So it's protection from black and red, just like it was always meant to be. And then I can go highway robbery. I'm going to sacrifice my mountain, because again, I don't need lands. And I'm going to go revelation, discarding that land. There's a Thornscape Familiar. That's a good draw. I'm hoping they're not sandbagging a breath weapon now. Although my Goblin Anarchomancer would not die from a breath weapon currently. I'm going to go red. Now I have a Stream of Thought and a lot of mana, so I think I should stream myself now. But I decided to discard it instead, so it looks like I was worried about running out of mana. I see why. Oh, no, that makes sense. So the reason why I didn't stream myself is I still needed more familiars. It's kind of risky to stream yourself when you need more familiars in case you mill over familiars. So that's why I didn't. But now I can continue to go off here. I am discarding my familiars because I don't think they have the breath weapon. I should not discard the Stream of Thought. I should in fact use it to stream myself. But they have Red Up. And here was a mistake that I made. Luckily, I didn't get punished for it, but I could have easily been punished for it. So I decided to make them have it on the like have the Pyroblast on the stream. But what I wasn't thinking about was them also having a Thraben Charm in their hand as well. Because like here I go for it, really dumb. I did not need to. I did not need to do that. And now had they decided just to go Thraben Charm, I would lose right here. But they didn't. And now I can go Glimpse, discarding here. And then red, Seething Song. Glimpse. And there's a Dispel. So now I'm safe. But that was like incredibly risky of me. No need to do that. I almost put myself out of the game there. Because they did have the Thraben Charm in hand. They could have won there. And that's another example of like some bad play decisions that I've been making, just not really thinking. Fortunately for me, our opponent was waiting until I drew the stream to cast their Thraben Charm. And it looks like they were not looking at my exile at all. So I'll just go Dispel, targeting your Thraben Charm. And now we can continue to go off. So go for it, go for it. Alright, but it looks like they conceded, so that's nice. Alright, Seething Song. I'm going to stream you. And it's just a matter of going through it now. Because this is a loop. So there's no shame in conceding at this point. By the way, I'm probably not going to time. So you can also make me do it. No shame on that either. But it looks like this opponent... yeah, there we go. Alright. And that was match 4. On to match 5. Let's see if we can get that 4-1. Okay, here we are for match 5 of the league. It looks like I forgot to press record for the first little bit. So it looks like I won the die roll because I was on the play. Kept 7. I'm on my second land drop this turn. They cast a Brainstorm. Okay. And I pass. This is now going to their turn 2. So, turn 2. What do they do here? And it's blue as well. So hopefully we can get some redemption from the other blue matchup. They go double blue and they boomerang my Sandstone Needle. So they time walk me. That's pretty good against me. That boomerang's pretty good against me. So I'm going to go green, cast its Thornscape Familiar, because now I don't think they'll be able to like adequately remove it. If all they have is Boomerang, I can just, replay it. So there's my Thornscape, and they go Mental Note. And what do they do now? They go Ponder, and they're pondering. They're pondering what to do. I got my Thornscape on the battlefield. That makes me feel pretty safe. I have a highway robbery as well. I'm not going to plot this highway robbery. And I'm also not going to go for it. Why? I could, but I feel like oh, Spell Pierce. That's why. This loses pretty badly to Spell Pierce. So there's no reason to. I have tons of land drops I can make. I'm just going to play the long, slow game against them. I'm very lucky I drew a hand with lots of lands against a blue deck, because that's kind of really important. So they're just holding up their blue, wondering what to do. They don't quite know what's going on. I'm attacking in order to make them think like I'm going to attack their life total. That's not what this deck does, though. But there's a 1 terror. Can we get a second terror? Can we get a second terror? Let's find out. We're waiting. We might. We might not. It'd be nice if we did the 2 blue one. That'd be pretty sweet. Is that what this is, or is this a boomerang? If it's a boomerang, do I still go for it on 4? I don't think I really can, because again, Spell Pierce. Okay, but there's a Cryptic Serpent, so now I will go for it. I can beat Spell Pierce now because of this Sandstone Needle. So I'm just going to lead on a Manamorphose. I'm not going to sack my Hickory Woodlot because I only have the 1 Thornscape Familiar, so I don't necessarily want to know if I'm going to go off or not. Yeah, I was really hoping to hit a Seething Song. So I'm going to lead on a Glimpse here and see what else I can hit. They might Spell Pierce me, but I'll still have 3 mana available. So I hit a Lotus Petal. So I'm going to use the mana from this and that. I guess I'll sacrifice the Woodlot. Doesn't matter. I'm going to lose one of these to a Spell Pierce. But that's fine. So I'm going to lose the Hickory Woodlot now. I'm going to go Pirate's Pillage. And I'm going to discard this Stream of Thought. It looks like I'm going to have to go off another turn. Well, maybe not. I'll have 3 mana left after this, after they Spell Pierce me. So, there's the Spell Pierce. Okay. They were telegraphing it, like, pretty hard in the game as well. Like, I drew another land, so I could continue to try to go for it. But I feel like, yeah, I'm going to continue to try and go for it. I'm going to go Highway Robbery. No. I feel like they have 3 cards in hand. Maybe it was a bad idea to go for it, and I should have just played my Sandstone Needle. But we'll see. Yeah, I like that Anarchomancer as well, so I'm going to play this Goblin Anarchomancer and pass the turn. I think I would have been in... Getting the Anarchomancer down was actually pretty important, so I think it was good that I kept going off there, because I think that is slightly better shape. Yes, I have slightly less mana than I otherwise would have. I'm very glad I didn't sacrifice my land to the Highway Robbery there. I don't think I was all in at that point, at least to that degree. So let's see what they have. They tapped down my spawn. I wasn't going to be blocking with it anyway. I think I want the mana. And they get in for 11. I take it. So now it's time to go for it. We don't get another turn. And they boomerang my, whatever it's called, my Anarchomancer. So now I need to hope that they do not have Counterspell, because that would be kind of brutal. Yeah, I haven't seen a Counterspell yet out of them, so it looks like our opponent did not have a very counter-heavy hand. Looks like they just had the Spell Pierce, which is a situation we're going to try and take advantage of now. So I'm going to go Pirate's Pillage, discard my Mountain, I guess. Doesn't really matter. I'm probably going to discard it anyway. So now I'm going to go... I wonder if I should Highway Robbery instead of doing this. I'm going to play this Mountain, and I should Highway Robbery now. There we go. It's potential that I should have done that earlier. Sacrificing this land, okay. There's another Goblin Anarchomancer, so that's pretty good. I can cast that. I can go big score, discarding the Stream of Thought. I believe, unless... Do I have 2 Stream of Thought in the graveyard? If I have 2 Stream of Thought in the graveyard, I can't do this, but I don't. Alright, good. So bring my graveyard up as well, and close their graveyard, which I don't do. Probably because I like the art on Boomerang. So there's my Glimpse, there's my Seething Song, and there's my big score. Big score, sacrifice, discarding the Hickory Woodlot, Glimpse, and, you know, the Ramalam. I have so much card draw now between my Electric Revelation and I'm sure other things in my graveyard that I'm not... I'm going to put this up to Graveyard in Exile, that I'm going to put this up to 2 times speed now. Because again, this is extremely unlikely we fizzle from here. And there we go. There we go. There we go. And highway robbery, just sacrificing the land, because who needs them? And that's what's nice about the Stream of Thought. You can actually sacrifice every land, because you can just keep putting it back in the deck, filling your hand up, convert all of them into cards. So I do like the synergy between highway robbery and Stream of Thought in that sense. Although the other one, the random one, had some better synergy and also worse synergy at the same time, because it was a random discard, come to think of it. So shuffle in, shuffle in, shuffle in, shuffle in. Oh, the mono blue match is a lot easier than the blue black. Okay, 9 treasures sitting on the table. Grab another glimpse. And a stream. And a pirate's pillage and a pirate's pillage, I guess. Because I don't have any other stuff. I suppose... No, they don't have Dispel. Alright, so I'm going to discard the mountain. I didn't need to because I had this compulsive research in hand. I probably should have kept that, actually. This kind of greedy of me. I know I'm not going to need the compulsive research. I decide to do this now because I'm concerned about a Thought Scour being the card in their hand. I don't want to die to a Thought Scour. And there's my Stream of Thought. Stream of Thought U. Put some more card draw into my deck. Only the 2. I don't need that many now that I have this. And just have to be careful not to draw onto an empty library. So only use a glimpse into my tops. And always keep a spare glimpse around in case they Thought Scour me. That's how you play around Thought Scour. Now, at some point during this loop, I did forget about that and put myself dead to a Thought Scour. And that's kind of... Fortunately, they didn't have the Thought Scour. But it's kind of frustrating, though, when you spend all this time playing around something, then you forget about it for, like, a moment. And then you lose the game because of it. I mean, I didn't lose the game because of it this time, but I could have, There we go. And so now I can go Seething Song, and this is where, like, I messed up. I went into my, like, standard, like, okay, this you, that you, this you, that you. And then without realizing that that actually screwed me. That's pretty hard. And that was also a risk as well. So now I'm at 0 cards. I can go stream. So what do you do in that situation? Always keep a stream in Hexile or in hand. And do what I said before. Don't do what I'm doing now, because that would kill you. And I realized that, so I hope the opponent was just like F6'd or something if they did have the Thought Scour, and I started playing around it again, which is what I'm doing now. And the best way to play around it is to always have a Seething Song in there, so at least you're generating mana by doing this. And now I can go Stream of Thought, cast, target you, and I think I can replicate... Oh, I chose not to replicate it, because I'm going to replicate it now. Twice. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm going to finish them off with this compulsive research to save some time. Boom, 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 boom. And after this compulsive research, they discarded an island. So that was the last card in their hand. Okay, blue. Compulsive. Boom, boom. And... yeah, there it is. And there's the island they had in hand. All right. On to... Game 2. So we took Game 1 against Mono U Terror, which always feels good. And now we get to bring in 5 Pyroblasts, which honestly, like, feels very strong against them. I think this is the second match I faced Mono U with... No, sorry, it's the third match that I faced Mono U against Mono U with my 5 Pyro package. I lost once and I've won twice. And the time that I lost, there are some things I could have done differently. Again, I find this deck really difficult to play, and which is why I enjoy it. But like, it's like something similar to what happened with the blue-black opponent this league. I didn't sequence properly, and so it's not like I would have won, but I would have had a chance to continue going off, or to like, but I would have had a shot. All right, keep, and I'm gonna bottom the Electric Revelation. No. Okay, that makes sense. So why did I do it that way? I like Electric Revelation against this like draw go game that we have, like pass, like land drop pass. Yeah, I put a glimpse through the bottom of my library, a glimpse and an Electric Revelation, 2 of my biggest draw cards in the deck, which oh well. You still only have 4 Seething Song post board, you just like You can't bottom those, or at least I feel like you shouldn't. And they're going to boomerang me. So this is like actually a bit of an effective strategy, a bit of a not effective strategy, because it does tap them out. It does mean that my post-board strategy of like replacing my ritual effects with land drops isn't as good. So it does have that going for them. I'm not sure if they should have boomerang in that deck or not against me. Depends on what else they took, what other things they took out. I'm going to play this Geothermal Crevice now to give myself red mana. If I draw an untapped land like a forest or a mountain, then I can just play it and maybe discard probably the Stream of Thought still with this big score. It's not time for that yet. They go Cryptic Serpent, and they pass. So I'm going to take advantage of this to put a familiar down on the battlefield. They could boomerang it back to my hand, but at least that's not one of my lands. I have this Hickory Woodlot instead. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I have this Red Blast, and I know I'm guaranteed going to win the fight here. And there's a Thornscape Familiar down. That's pretty huge, because now my big score only costs 3, so I don't need to sacrifice this Hickory Woodlot to big score on their end stab. But I also really don't want that big score to get countered. So let's see what we have going on here. And I only have one red source of mana, by the way, which is why it's so important for a big score not to get countered. Or the Seething Song. What are they doing? What doing? They boomerang my Hickory Woodlot. I draw a Sandstone Needle, so that was pretty nice. So I'll play that and pass the turn. I am going to need to I am going to need to move. I'm hoping they just kept a hand of Boomerang and Terrors, I guess. Maybe the counterspell. They ponder, so they're digging. I wonder how many blue blasts they have in their hand. I haven't seen any. Oh, I've seen one red elemental blast. We'll see. They only have 3 cards, 2 cards. So I'm feeling 1 card. So I'm feeling really good now. They can counter either the big score or the Seething Song. I think I'd rather they counter the big score. And also, if they go for this, I can go Seething Song, Electric Revelation, draw into Pyroblast, which is what I'm hoping to do here. There's my Pyroblast, and that's why I light on the big score, because I needed the red mana from the Seething Song for that to work. So that was really good. So now I can go off, discard this Faithless Looting. There's another fam. Again, they have no cards in hand, so it's just a stroll in the park. I don't have to be feverishly playing. Now it's only my own deck that I need to play around. I think I should have streamed myself first. No, actually, no, that's not right. I only have 2 fams, so mana is actually a bit of an issue. So now if I miss, I can block with my tokens, but I didn't miss, so that's good. Red, green. I can play this Thornscape Familiar. I'm not going to cast this Electric Revelation yet, because I might need the token from it to block. So instead I flash back this Faithless Looting, which draws me into a Manamorphose, which gives me another couple looks. So we're struggling a bit of mana here. It's a Pirate's Pillage, that gives me some more mana. I can discard this Pyroblast. I don't know how many streams I have, just 1, so I can discard this stream as well. There we go, and it seems like right of it now. I hit a slew of big score effects, each of which was a ritual. So I believe we're in good shape, and I don't need to worry. I'm still a little low on card draw, but not really, because, like, again, these Electric Ravings are draw 4s. I should not have done that one first. I should have done the one in the graveyard first, just in case, but, you know, whatever. There's a Glimpse, and another Glimpse. There's a mountain I can play. Play the mountain, add the blue, Stream of Thought, target myself for consistency. I mill 3 lands there in a Seething Song, so that was a pretty nice one. No card draw on that 4 pile, putting all card draw back in, and 1 Seething Song because why not? And, well, I mean, I was worried about running out of mana. I didn't want to count how many Seething Songs I had left. I'd like having 2 in there anyway. It felt like I had a lot of card draw. There's another Highway Robbery. So now I can sacrifice a land, sacrifice this land, draw 2 cards. I can stream myself again, which I don't need to do, I think, but as I just want to get this show on the road. So there we go, Glimpse, Glimpse, Seething Song, Glimpse, Seething Song. 2 left, so a Highway Robbery, sacrifice a land. Okay, draw the final 2. I don't need to worry about, what's it called this game, Thought Scour, because they have no cards in hand. And I can just go through the loop. Now, another thing to be cognizant of is how many treasure tokens or lotus petals you have. If you have none on the battlefield, you can't do what I just did, because then you can't Manamorphose and add blue mana for stream. I've lost to that a couple times. It's easy to do when you're just like, clicking through and taking all these actions. It's almost like, highway hypnosis sometimes, or like if you've ever curled before, like at the end of a long day of curling, or even golfing, I guess. Although I was never much of a golfer. Okay, there we go. And that should be enough there. And I'm not going to time here. I have enough time. I'm not really concerned about that. Again, they're at 29, so that is enough for my final loop. Yeah, so they're at the loop. By the end of this loop, I will have enough to mill them out. There's both my streams back in by a replicated loop. And it doesn't take very long. Like, you could do it in a minute if you're clicking quickly. Stream, target you. Stream. I know I was popping my graveyard out for that, but I just made the space way too cluttered. So now I just try and keep a nice pile at the bottom where it's easy to get to. Stream, you could pop it out initially, because that would be faster that way. And then put it back. Blue, blue. Stream, targeting you. It's been just under a minute now. It's been about a minute now, but I almost have enough. Stream, cast, targeting you. Shuffle back in the stream, the Seething Song, Manamorphose, okay. Glimpse, Seething Song, and now I can just replicate the Stream of Thought. Stream of Thought, replicate. Need to do it twice. I needed 5 blue to do that, by the way. So I guess I probably didn't need that Seething Song. And there we go, there we go. In fact, I definitely didn't. That's 4 left over exactly. So I had exactly enough to do that without the Seething Song. But, save me some time from counting. And they have 0 cards in hand and 0 cards in library. And that was the match. We did get the Thorn one. Stick around, because there's going to be one bonus match after this. This is from my current league. I've only played one match. It was a UR matchup. And I just really enjoy the U matchups. I think they're pretty interesting to watch. So there'll be one more after this from my new league. Okay, so the first part of this one's going to be done on the replay. And the second one's going to be a different form of live recording, because the replay breaks down because the combo's too much for it to handle. So that was a mulligan to 5. I guess I should go over my mulliganing there, because mulliganing is extremely important in the deck. So I will pause it here. So this is a mulligan, pretty clearly. That's mulligan, and this one's what I'm left with. So I had to mulligan into lands there. So what do you mulligan here? So what do you put away? While it's tempting to put away the mountain, you should put away the other 2 sources of fast mana. I know the Rite of Flame can be more, but you can't do it in a geothermal crevice alone. It would mean you need to use Manamorphose, and what you're hoping to do is like cast this Thornscape Familiar, and then use your Manamorphose to go off. And while the mountain, yes, you had to make a land drop to do it. If you fizzle, at least you have a land that's still in play. So it's going to be Manamorphose, Manamorphose, Mountain, Thornscape Familiar, Geothermal Crevice. Alright, I play the Geo. Our opponent goes Fjord, which is a bad matchup. Not as bad as a difficult matchup. I've actually won the past 2 times I faced. Well, maybe I lost. I know I faced it 2 or 3 times. If it was 2 times, I won every one. If it was 3 times, then I lost once. And I'm a highway robbery and pass the turn. So we did fizzle there, and I did sacrifice my land as well. The reason why I did that was because I was just trying to go off, and also I have all these mana like in hand, like the Rite of Flame and the Seething Song. The Lotus Petal I think is better. It's a discard thing. I don't need much more mana. And they decide to tap out for a Mystic, so this gives me an opportunity to go for it. So I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to slow this down. Speed, halftime. Okay. So I land the Geothermal Crevice into a Seething Song. Glimpse gets me the Pirate's Pillage into another big score, into a Manamorphose, giving me much needed mana. Another Rite of Flame is good. I can discard this Revelation if I need to. I'll Glimpse. There's my Thornscape, so I can Seething Song now, and then I can go Highway Robbery, discarding the other stuff. And now I'll go on to the other point of where we are in the video. So currently I'm going to have to discard this Stream of Thought to this big score. Alright, so let's check out where we continue off here. This one. Alright, so I'm going to go from half speed to 1.5. So it's going to be all just this type from now on, which is much easier. So I'm going to go mountain. Ooh, it's that one. I like having 3 different mountains in the deck now. This is my most recent build as well with the current land base. Discard this, use electric ablation, discarding land. Now I'm going to discard my second stream. I still have 1 more in the deck. It does mean I'm going to need to draw well because I can't really set up my deck as well, but I have a lot of faith this looting. Now I'm not going to use this compulsive research here. Although I could and hope to draw lands off the top, it's a little risky to do so without a land in hand. So instead I'll likely flash back this Faithless Looting or cast a 1 in exile. Flash it back. I'll discard 1 land and 1 Thornscape Familiar. And now I'm going to draw 3. I also have 1 mana floating, so that's still enough to, like, big score does it. You know, there's a variety of, like, there's a lot of rituals still left to my deck. So compulsive research. Discard a land. I got 1 big score in that, so I'm not dead yet. I get big score, discard this mountain, which gives me some more treasure tokens. Red, Pirate's Pillage, discard the Hickory Woodlot. Red, Pirate's Pillage, discard the Narcomancer. And red, stream myself now. Now why am I doing this? I have 3 cards in library. I need them to all be good things. So we did get to the loop. I need more mana, so I'm putting up a couple big scores. I shouldn't have 2 big scores. That's not right. So Seething Song, Stream of Thought, big score, big score. Well, I guess I do because I only have 3 mana. So it's really important that I hit lands here. So I'm going to go red, Glimpse the Impossible. There we go. So now I can go Seething Song, Rite of Flame. Oh, I milled them. Yeah, that makes sense. So I milled them to give myself more things to discard for that big score. So I can't use this Stream of Thought, discard this Stream of Thought. So instead what I'm going to do, I'm going to Stream of Thought, target myself, because I don't remember what's in there. Lotus Petal in that. And now I can put in all 3 glimpses, which will make this Electric Revelation from Graveyard guaranteed. Oh, and a Metamorphose, because I'm going to need more blue after this. So I'm guaranteed to be able to continue to go off with this pile. I'm being kind of careful, because again, just kind of second guessing myself. So I still have, I know I have 2 glimpses on top left there, so this is fine. I can go blue, blue. I can go Stream of Thought, target you. I'm going to shuffle back in, probably stream. 2 more glimpses. Where are the rest of my glimpses? Oh, there's one. Stream of Thought, glimpse. I'm just thinking through it here. Don't know why I'm taking so long, but I am. And glimpse and Metamorphose. Okay, so now I can glimpse, revealing 2 more glimpses. I can stream myself again. This time putting back stream, Metamorphose, glimpse, Metamorphose. Okay. Okay. And again, I'm just trying to get to that pile like we were doing throughout the league. And I'm going to go blue, blue here with my Metamorphose. Trying to not use that Lotus Petal in case I accidentally lock myself out of the game. I don't want that to happen. Glimpse. I'm going to use this glimpse here so I can just go for the pile. Because now I have enough mana. Just enough mana to just put both my streams on top. I guess I'll put another Seething Song actually, because I have 2 glimpse, which means I can convert that glimpse. Oh, I didn't have a 4th Metamorphose yet. Okay, so now I'm hoping to get lucky with this glimpse. All right, there's that. Blue. Stream you. Shuffle back in stream. Stream. And now I can go. Oh no, I didn't need to get lucky. I could just put the exact 3 cards I needed on top. What am I saying? It's been a long video. And I'll stream you, and then shuffle back in stream. So this is a loop. So they are dead. Almost there now. Not too much longer to go. Stream, shuffle back in stream, Metamorphose red, blue blue. Stream, target you. Still don't quite have enough mana. But I go Metamorphose red, blue blue, and now this should do it. I think I need to shuffle back in a Seething Song. It's better just to do it instead of counting anyway. There we go. Glimpse the Impossible. Seething Song. Metamorphose red, blue blue. Stream of Thought, target you. Twice. And there we go. So now we won game 1 against UR. Now it's a matter of winning game 2. Kind of got lucky they tapped out there. But still, win's a win. So on to sideboarding. So it's the same type of sideboarding. Here I opted for bringing in a Dispel over a third Apostle's Blessing. I don't know if I agree with that, but I think the you don't want to go down below 3 Pyroblast. The reason why I did that was because of Breath Weapon. I don't know if that's the right call, though. Maybe it's better to have the Dispel. I think so. Insert the third Apostle's Blessing. I think so, because it's too difficult to get blue off against them. They have a lot of ways of stopping you from getting it. So I think it should have been the third copy of Apostle's Blessing there instead of the Dispel. And I'm not bringing in Grave Hate for a Relic, because they would need to see 2 of them anyway. And have the mana to activate them both. So I'm going to bottom the Highway Robbery here, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want to bottom a land. And I only have, and I just took out 8 rituals, so I'm not bottoming this Seething Song, or my Rite of Flames more likely. The Lotus Petal is like a pretty small ritual. So I'm just going to keep playing my lands out here. Hitting my land drops. So I have access to 6 mana, they have access to 4 mana, and they foretell a card. I considered going for it here, but I really didn't want to. Because I felt like I lost a double Hydro here, so I decided not to go for it. There's a lot of things that could beat me. I considered also plotting the Highway Robbery, but I don't want to use one of my tokens off of that, just on the off chance to save 1 mana. So they go Brainstorm now. So they're setting up pretty nicely. But again, I'm just going to be taking my time. So now I decide to plot the Highway Robbery, because otherwise I would have to discard. They go Brainstorm. And what do they do now? I can beat, they have 6 mana available. So there, I finally have a Pyroblast, but I'm just going to have to move to discard and discard this Stream of Thought. You'd be extremely patient. Hopefully they'll tap out, or I'll draw more lands. They tap out for a Terror, surprisingly. So I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last time. I'm going to... Well, actually, I guess I will lead with this Thornscape, because they would need to counterspell it. And why am I doing that? Because I want them to respond to this Highway Robbery. I don't think they're going to, though. I still think it's probably right to Highway Robbery first. I should stop doing it second. I don't know why I keep doing that. But anyway, sacrifice this. I led on the Thornscape Familiar to play around Hydro this time, or double Hydro. So now I needed to think for a while here about how to do this so that I would not lose to double Hydro. And the answer was you need to sack the Geothermal Crevice and use the green with your Metamorphose first. That way you can still have 2 red available, which means I consider doing, because you need to have 2 red available, because now they can go like counter this or bolt that. So now I can respond using the black with the Seething Song, and now they go Pyroblast and I go Dispel. And there's other options of that as well, but you just needed to make sure you had 1 mana hanging around after they did their 2 things. So now I can go green with this Metamorphose. I can go an Archimancer, Thornscape Familiar, Glimpse, and I'm pretty well set up here, so I have lots of stuff to discard. Seething Song. I'm going to go Pirate's Pillage. I should just play that Mountain. Big Score. Well, I'm going to play the Thornscape Familiar. Play the Mountain. Did I have that Thornscape Familiar for a while? I don't know. I hope not. There's my other pretty mountain. Doom. I like how similar those 3 red mountains are. That's why they're in there. So I milled Apostle's Blessing, Sad Soniel, Geothermal Chronos, Dispel, so that's great. That's 4 dead cards out of my deck. So that's nice. I really like Stream of Thought and this like straight action in. And I'm going to go big score, discard the Anarchomancer, glimpse the Impossible, tons of mana. I should probably stream myself again, or I'll glimpse first so I can get it back in there. Now I'll stream myself so I can shuffle those glimpses back in. Milling Anarchomancer, Forest, Faith, the Suiting, and Pyre Pillage. That's another good one. 2 dead cards and a flashback card. And I'll put the Pillage back in. And now I can go red. And I can go Highway Robbery, sacrificing my land. Again, who needs them? And I can go this, Electric Revelation, discard my Crevice, red. Metamorphose, red, red. Metamorphose, red, red, red. There we go. Seething Song. This, discard that. Now, our opponent did tap out, like, pretty majorly, and I wasn't really hitting land drops, I don't think. I don't remember. I had a lot of land in hand, actually, so I had, like, 3 lands to top my library, so I did have enough for the waiting game as well. Okay. Anyway, that was my first match of my most recent league, and hopefully I can continue to do well throughout that one. Alright, that's the video. That was a real long one. Okay, have a good one.